Cameron Binney, Emily Newman, and closing in on them, Leslie Wright having a very good race in his Reynard. Almost all these chassis Reynards, the most popular chassis at the moment. Martin Boyle unfortunately destroyed his Swift, as we saw earlier, but here the battle. Newman now inside Binney. She got a good line, obviously, coming onto the straight, and now she's through. She'll have to be careful she doesn't lose the place straight away. Binney gets dumped down 2 places. A bit of bumping and boring up at Clearways. More bodywork damage, but safely back into the pits. But Newman now clear and through, so that's good news there, and hopefully now she'll be able to move forward to chase hard after Cal Foster. So there, after 7 laps, it's Bancroft, the close Murphy-Johnson, Lees with Honeysett penalised behind him, then Cal Foster fast catching Colin Lees, and behind Foster this battle we see that Newman has just got to the head of, and can she now close that gap to Cal Foster? Confused as I was there, suddenly out of the blue, I was saying that was Leslie Wright behind Emily. It is actually Robin Parsons who's stormed up. We saw him early on running second. There, Robin Parsons chasing Emily Newman. He started very well, was running second. We saw him spin out of the first half of the race, drop right to the back. But although he restarted from the back of the grid in this restart, he actually had a 10-second penalty to add to his miseries of the day for running too quickly at the start. So obviously keen to get back in the action. He was too keen, and to add to his problems, he's got another 10-second penalty. So still in second place, Rob Murphy, Round Druids. Matt Johnson seemingly unable to do anything about him at the moment. Identical cars at an identical speed at the moment. Pit lane, neatly out of the way. But certainly these two well ahead of any of the rest. This is the position they finished the first 5 laps. They were equally close, so really Johnson has to get ahead of Murphy there to get through. And there Murphy made a bit of a mistake. He was sliding too much through paddock, and all of a sudden you can see the difference when Johnson plays right in on him. So just one simple little error like that by Rob Murphy, sliding the car too much on these slick racing tyres, and Matt Johnson was right at snapping at his turn. And now he's looking up the inside for Surtees, and cleanly through. I think that was surprising, but not cleanly through. Well, Rob Murphy made a mistake coming out of Graham Hill Bend, lost his momentum on the bottom straight. Matt Johnson thought he was through, I did too, but Rob Murphy held on bravely around the outside to keep that second place. Ragged through Paddock Hill Bend, this time not so bad, and Johnson doesn't close so much. But Matt Johnson very good under the brakes there up to Druids. He seems to close in hard from Paddock to Druids, but then Rob has the measure of him, this time not making a mistake through Graham Hill Bend and holding on to Surtees. Second place goes on to top straight. Rob Murphy still holding sway over Matt Johnson. But while they're embroiled in their little battle, they're still well clear of 4th man there, Colin Lees. 5th on the road is Piers Honeysett, who's penalised 10 seconds, but they're moving up very well indeed is young Cal Foster, someone who hasn't done karting and is just very little experience, but as I've said, under David Sears' management, he's really moved up strongly this year, and is looking to maybe try and get that place off Colin Lees. In the background, just out of Druids, behind Cal Foster, is Emily Newman, still running very strongly. In both parts of the race, she sadly made poor starts, but once up to pace, she's been on the pace of all these cars ahead of her. So there, Cal. Emily, in fact, closing a little bit on Cal Foster. She was much further back when she finally got past Cameron Binney that she'd been trapped behind, and really she's driving very well indeed on her own. With only 2 laps remaining, she's unlikely to move much further up, driving very neatly but unlikely to catch Foster ahead. Foster, hopefully in the last 2 laps, might be able to usurp first Anisette and then Colin Lees, but that remains to be seen. Colin Lees, Piers Anisette, Cal Foster, down bottom straight. Through 30s, a back marker ahead of them could always be a problem. The leader now already gone on to his last lap. Jonathan Bancroft, as we rather expected, has stamped his authority on this race and disappeared into the distance. There's still a spirited battle for second between Rob Murphy and Matt Johnson. Rob holding on very well indeed. But here the 4th place battle meets the back markers. Colin Lees in fact slowing out of paddock. And up to Druids, there's all of a sudden Colin Lees slowed. Honeysett's trying to go around the outside, the back marker's in the way, and strange happenings there, but Colin Lees holds on to 4th place despite slowing out of paddock. But meanwhile there, Jonathan Bancroft wins the first round of the Grandstand Trophy. A very easy, dominant victory for the Englishman. Experienced, a very fast, highly talented Englishman that needs some more experience and money. But here, the battle for second. Rob Murphy holds sway, wins an excellent dice with Matt Johnson. A very impressive first Formula Ford 2000 race for Rob Murphy. But 4th, a big gaggle. It's just Lees, Anisette and Foster in that order. So the result, a very good result for Jonathan Bancroft, an impressive victory for him. Second, equally impressive in terms of experience, Rob Murphy, then Matt Johnson. 4th, Lees. 5th will actually in the end be Cal Foster due to Hanisette's penalty, and therefore 6th will be young Emily Newman.